Hi, I'm Isabel Iwanonkiw, and today we're going to talk about the vocal process that occurs in the larynx. So, this process is not too complex, but it was simplified to me very easily by a very wise professor, and this is how she explained it. If you think about a balloon, which we've all blown up a balloon probably once or twice in our lifetime, um, it's full of air. If you don't tie it and it happens to start leaking out air, that air is coming out very, very quickly, but out of a very, very small space. This is kind of how the air travels through the glottis in order to produce speech. So now I'm going to explain to you the mechanisms of producing sound through a hand model. So when looking at this, we're going to consider these to be our vocal folds, my hands, and the arytenoids we're going to just consider kind of down here. And the arytenoids are cartilaginous, and so what they do is they play a role in tension within the vocal folds. So the vocal folds move in this type of motion, and in this middle space we have the glottis, and that is where the air is going to be moving through. Down here is the subglottis. It's the narrowest part of the airway, and it's going to be below the vocal folds. And then up here, which would be where the speech is beginning to come out of our airways and out of the vocal folds. I just wanted to add that in the arytenoid cartilage, the muscles that are allowing the vocal folds to have tension and just determine kind of how they're going to be going, this plays a role in determining how pitch is going to come out. So this is a very important aspect, the arytenoid muscles and the vocal folds working together to produce a particular pitch. A quick way to understand tension in the muscles of the arytenoids is to think about a person singing versus a person just normally talking. A person singing's arytenoids are going to be have much more tension than one that does not, allowing the air to pass through much more easily than if there's not a lot of tension. So hopefully that clears things up, because that was definitely something that was confusing for me. Going deeper into talk about the vocal folds and how they move, I'm just going to show again with my hands this motion. So here you see up top that my hands are getting as close as possible, and the glottis, which is this middle space, is getting as narrow as possible, nearly touching the two vocal folds. This up here is Bernoulli's principle. What's going on below is the air pressure is building up and then going through, making it then proceed all the way up through and then up, the sound being produced. Depending on the tension in the arytenoids is the pitch that will come out, which the arytenoids, as I explained, are the cartilaginous muscles that are here. So also, additionally, I want to talk about Boyle's law, which is another huge aspect of vocal production. So that's going on down here, and that's with the pressure, and it's building up, and it's going to then result in that. So yeah, so we have up top we have the Bernoulli effect going on, and then down low we have Boyle's law occurring. So that's how a little bit more on how to understand those two concepts. And so yeah, after I hope you know a little bit more about how the vocal tract works, and